Welcome to Death Gorge, the last defense of Skarbrand the Exiled and the legions of Khorne. Behind this skull-strewn edifice lies the army of High Queen Khalida, hiding from the tower fire while she awaits the reinforcements of High King Rakash. Not High King Nagash. If Nagash was showing up, the battle would be over already. In front of the walls, we have catapults and the casket of souls. And they are going to rain hell down upon the outer defences, granting safe passage to Khalida's army on this side of the fortifications when the assault proper begins. The aim here is to take out as much as possible of the defences by dropping down these fort towers, and in doing so, make the pathway for our forces significantly safer. When it comes to it, when King Rakash arrives, we are going to break open the gates using the Tomb Scorpion and the Necrosphinx. Force our way into the settlement and try desperately to avoid losing heroes to the Chosen of Khorne himself. Or, well, the Exiled of Khorne himself, Skarbrand. One of Khorne's most loyal champions. He won't make the mistake of trying to overthrow his master again, of that I am certain. We've dropped this tower here. In a few seconds, we will have the arrival of our second army. So I'm just going to very quickly drop these into Control Group 1. We're trying very hard to weaken the defences to take as little damage on the way in as possible, because our infantry, quite frankly, is not up to snuff compared to Khorne. Khorne's infantry is renowned for being extremely good. They have no ranged capacity really outside of some artillery. And therefore it really needs to be very good, because otherwise they are going to struggle. First things first, we're going to get this Tomb Scorpion to go straight for the gates. And a Legion of Ushabti to do the same for the other side. We'll get everything we can moving up apart from that. And once they begin to approach the gates, we'll start moving in on this side. Haven't done a great amount of damage, but we are slowly making sure that our way into the fortress is defended. Skarbrand is waiting on the side with Queen Khalida, and can you blame him? She is by far the most dangerous of the lords we possess. Okay, we are going to move our siege towers up to the walls now. They're going to get into position. We're going to put the Khemri Guard. Oh, the Khepra Guard, sorry, not the Khemri Guard. Always get that wrong. Up there, onto the walls, and we are going to march our Tomb Scorpion and the Sepulchral Stalkers in hidden mode up towards the gate on the other side to start trying to spread out the defences. We're going to get our Tomb Scorpion here to go in. We're going to send the Necrosphinx with them and keep our two Necrotects in close proximity along with our Lord and our Caster. Let's get the archers in position now and have a look at what's going on over here. It does look like a couple of the units that are slightly faster moving didn't get the memo that the battle had started, which is most unfortunate, but there's nothing we can do about that. Our forces are currently taking some fire from the walls, so I'm gonna just kind of move them in a little bit, try and get them closer. Where are our infantry? Ah, they're there. Moving as sluggishly and slowly as you would expect Tomb King infantry to move, unfortunately. So, as we begin the assault on this side of the walls, I'm going to look for big groupings of specifically demons. If I can find some big groupings of demons to weaken, then we will be stood in good stead. Looks like the Chaos Warriors of Khorne are beginning to ascend the walls here. Our towers and the Kepra Guard are making their way as well. The reason I'm trying to save the arrows of Asaph for demon clumps is because if you can banish a demon, they don't come back. Which makes them significantly more desirable as a target. Okay, Skarbrand is right there. I'm going to see if we can get some missile fire to connect with him before we begin the assault proper through the gates. I'm going to pull the Tomb Scorpion back. The biggest difficulty I've got here is timing. It's the if we time this incorrectly and this gets too staggered or doesn't come in good stead, then we're going to get picked off by superior forces. It says that the Necrosphinx should have a decent time against Skarbrand, so I'm actually just going to send the Necrosphinx in with the Tomb Scorpion and the Necrotechs. We'll get Khalida in there as well. We are going to need the Necrotech healing, I think, to make this actually good for us, but we do have some missile fire coming down. And now that they are in combat, I'm going to drop 2 heals on the Necrosphinx. And I'm going to drop Desert Strike to make them stronger. I'm then going to drop the Helm of Discord, the Rally to restore extra hit points. Oh, and Skarbrand is beginning to go down. It looks like I really underestimated how strong the Necrosphinx could be on its own in combat. Alright, now that we've got them into the city, let's get the Tomb Scorpion there as well. If we can banish Skarbrand right here, right now, then this battle should very well be over. It looks like the gates over here have gone down as well, so let's get our Tomb Scorpion into the city, backed up by the Sepulchral Stalkers and the Necropolis Knights. Now that this side is more or less under control, and Skarbrand the Exiled has fallen to the might of the Necrosphinx, let's get some target fire down here. And where is our caster? Why can't I see him? Oh, because I accidentally merged all the armies together. That was clever of me. Alright, where is our caster? Come on, where is he? There he is. Easier to find him on that map. Let's use the incantation of desiccation, which is a fun thing to say. Drop the legions of Asaph down here where our big tanky units are. Drop a couple more restores on the Necrosphinx because we don't want that to go down. And now that our Tomb Guard have ascended the walls, we can begin to send them down into that fight as well. It's all looking very good on this side. Checking out the side with King Rakash. What's going on over here? Well, quite frankly, I've done bugger all here and it shows. Our infantry has just kind of taken a pounding, which is unfortunate. But the good news is that, you know, because they've taken a pounding, it does mean that the potential damage they could have done to my forces has been somewhat lessened. We will lose something in that army by the look of it because I was a complete derp and forgot to manage them, but that happens sometimes. I was more worried about this side because Skarbrand is so terrifying that I got so into the battle and completely forgot to focus on anything else. Gonna try and get this Lich Priest out of the way of any future danger. We got the cavalry coming in now. We have an Ushbati unit, Ushabti unit rather, and some cavalry with some extra Ushabti coming in on this side. All in all, with the leadership going down, I think this should be a relatively simple closeout now. It's very difficult to take this city, however, because well, even with their leader dead, Khorne is a pretty challenging opponent for a unit, for a faction that does not have the best of melee capabilities. Alright, we got our healing now, we got our Ushabti summon. Now, in order to make the best use of that, I'm actually going to summon that in somewhere it's going to get completely surrounded by bloodletters. This is a spell bait. I'm summoning them in to bait spells. Shamelessly. So now that they're there and everything is surrounding them, we're going to drop a Legions of Asaph straight down the middle. We're going to lose them. They aren't going to do a huge amount, but I'm hoping that the Legions of Asaph will make up for it. Okay, we are losing some cavalry here because our forces are on the walls. We are slowly winning out this fight. I'm going to pause for 2 seconds because I don't often find myself getting overwhelmed by the amount of stuff happening, but I think because of recording on this occasion, I am finding it just a little bit tricky to manage everything. Okay, we've got this side here. What have we got? We've got some infantry trying to get up the walls. Sepulchral Stalkers are apparently trying to mount the walls as well. Got this here, spearmen coming in, the cavalry. Alright, we might lose a unit of cavalry. I'm okay with that. We have the summon that baited the spell over here. And apart from this Exalted Hero of Khorne, which we shall focus down with what we've got, this side is pretty much broken. This side is pretty much done for. So I'm going to order the run over here. And we'll get the Tomb Scorpion and the Necrosphinx to begin that ascent to get that control point. Start knocking out some of the towers. We'll get our infantry to keep pushing. Khalida can focus down the hero. I don't see any problems with that. Our Lich Priest can enter the city. Alright, I mean, I think the mass rout will happen soon, but I just needed to take a moment, compose my thoughts, because I was losing track pretty heavily of what was going on. Looks like Khalida will win that fight pretty handily, so I'm just going to keep pulling the Tomb Guard out. I don't really feel the need to assist Khalida when she doesn't need it. Khalida is one hell of a fighter, especially for someone with good range capabilities as well. The main power of Khalida comes with the fact that she can just put poison down as a passive. I mean, that's just kind of insane. Oh, there's a wall there? Is that what's confusing my constructs? Yeah, okay. Looks like we have some more of the demons being banished there. Slowly capturing victory points, which is building up momentum. We're getting some vigor loss reduction, some extra leadership, and some melee attack, which should be very nice for helping us gain the city. We did lose quite a few units, I think, more than maybe we needed to, but I think most of them will have come in on Rakash's side, and as he is my secondary reinforcing army, it's a lot easier to march Rakash back to friendly territory and replenish his slightly lesser quality army than it is to do so with Khalida. So if we were going to take losses, I would have rathered they were in Rakash's army, and that's okay, because that does appear to be what's happened. Our Necrosphinx and Tomb Scorpion are battering down the barricade as we speak. That should give us access to that relatively quickly. Our archers are beginning now to focus down the towers because they don't have important targets like Scarbrand to get rid of. It looks like the Exalted Hero did go down. We're going to keep moving our infantry and Khalida up the hill. And at this point, this should be, he says, rather optimistically perhaps, this should just be a straight-up wipe. There shouldn't be much more resistance left in the city. It's mainly coming from their towers at this point, which is, you know, going to do a lot of damage, but I don't think we're going to lose anything overly important. Oh, is our Lich Priest struggling? Is he crumbling? He is. I'll get Rakash to go and stand next to him. Hopefully that'll boost his leadership up a little bit. Looks like he's okay now. Crumbling appears to have stopped. That's good. I don't want to lose any wizards if I don't have to. It would be nice right now if they would just, you know, give up, but Khorne's legions are fighters, and I respect that about them. We're going to now send on our Sphinxes and our Necrotechs onto this because they should have destroyed this barricade. They haven't. Oh! Oh no. I think I see why. The Scorpion looks like it may have gotten stuck under the Necrosphinx. There we go. Oh, it's Skaven Slave Slingers. Their alliance with the Skaven could have provided them with a slightly better garrison, one thinks. Looks like we got a couple of rallies. An exalted hero of Khorne did decide that he wanted to try and, you know, try his luck. Oh no, we are losing some Necropolis Knights right now. Apparently they're rallying as we get them out of combat. Can I get this just to cast a spell on them? No, they're gone. Oh dear. Well, that's unfortunate. But we can live with that, that's okay. We were going to take casualties attacking such a strong settlement. I mean, I'm not too worried about the now shattered hero. He can kind of just piss off. It is just about sort of storming up this hill at this point. I think if the cultist hero does go down, then we'll be okay. Let's see if casting that spell can rally our Tomb Scorpion. If it doesn't happen, it doesn't happen. It's okay. It is becoming a little bit harder to maintain things now. Well, both a little bit harder and a little bit easier. There's less stuff to focus on, for sure. But, like, I'm just kind of A-moving armies now, so... Fingers crossed we'll be able to just clean this up. A couple more of the demons being banished, I think, ought to lead to the sort of army-wide rout we're hoping for. They shouldn't be able to maintain their morale in the face of such an overwhelming defeat. And although, you know, we took some casualties and it looks pretty dire, the one thing with the Tomb Kings, like the Undead, is that as long as I have the recruitment building, it doesn't take me all that long to replace losses. There it is. There's the mass rout. We lost the Tomb Scorpion, unfortunately. But Deff Gorge now belongs to Khalida and the Tomb Kings. Skarbrand will surely regret fighting us here. The Butcher's tally includes 1 Tomb Scorpion, 1 group of Necropolis Knights, a group of skeleton swordsmen and spearmen, some Nehekara warriors, and a Shabti greatbow, and some Nekahara cavalry. All in all, not too shabby. We have occupied Deff Gorge. We have defeated Skarbrand and his heroes. And Rakash has gained himself a War Sphinx mount. Oh yeah, I am excited about that. The Pillar of Bone is now in our territory, and there is a singular strip of land belonging to Skarbrand, which we shall now have to deal with. However, Skarbrand was allied with some Skaven, probably Clan Moors. We'll see about that. Hopefully we're not at war with them, just Skarbrand. They won't like it, but maybe we won't have to fight to the north. Because ideally, for the sake of the campaign, what I would like to do is swing down here, secure this territory, and then just march through, you know? deal with Volkmar, deal with Rapons, and help out our good buddy Cetra. Now Cetra is being very rude to me by saying that we shall never achieve such majesty, but he is in a spot of bother. Kairos the Fate Weaver, Rapons the Leoness, and Volkmar the Grim stand on his borders, and his territory is looking significantly less well defended than it was before. Now, we do need to address the loss of our forces in this army. It will take 4 turns if I do it from here to get our army replenished. That feels like it might be a bit long, but I also don't feel like I have too much of a choice. So how do we want to do this? Well, this army here is still recruiting, so I can't move it up. Jenna's army doesn't have anything I want, and Rakash's army has suffered pretty badly. So, Rakash's army lost Sword and Spear. Khalida's army lost 1 Tomb Scorpion and 1 group of Necropolis Knights. We shall then finish off the global recruiting by beginning the Ushabti Greatbows and top him up with the Nehekara warriors shortly. Alright, spending our skill points, we can see the Kemrian War Sphinx. I'm very excited about having that. We are then going to continue along the revered stonemasonry route. Get Soul Reaper for some more replenishment. We're going to continue buffing up. Ooh, hang on. Buffing up the damage dealer of his Tomb Prince. And we are going to get the Fate of Puna for that army. Very nice. Over here, Khalida has leveled up again, which is very good indeed. Necropolis Knights, Stalkers will all benefit from June Rider, so that's what we're going to hand out. And we are now going to go for an extra point in Lightning Strike, because that would have meant that battle was so much easier and involved so much less waiting if Rakash could have shown up just a little bit sooner. You know, displayed a little bit more urgency in the name of the Tomb Kings. We're going to give more leadership to our Necrotect, because leadership in general is a pretty strong thing to have with the Tomb Kings. Leadership Aurasides, leadership to stop crumbling, all very good indeed. With the Lich Priest of Nehekara, we are going to... Ooh, what are we going to do here? We're going to put Trapped Soul. We're going to get him to cause terror and get more spell resistance, so that, you know, things have a bit of a harder time going after him. We're going to go for Master Builder with our Necrotect for construction cost in local province, so that we can build up the areas we are taking faster and with less economic detriment. Blade Master for some more attack, and because I forgot that this guy had 1 more skill point, we are going to put it into Replenish Troops. Alright, well, now begins a few turns of construction and peaceful improvement of our infrastructure. At least that is what I would like to believe. So, I am going to upgrade our growth buildings, upgrade our military buildings wherever I can find them, and when our armies are replenished, I will see you all in the next episode. Thank you very much for watching. Bye-bye.